Hello there folks, I found a lovely quiet corner here right on the edge. You can see this wiring here. This marks the edge of the part of Chatsworth that you can walk to without trespassing on the grounds of the family. And you can see that there's a lot more land that goes all the way over there and over in that direction. I wondered which way to point the camera. Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? Let's do that actually. I quite like that view. I'm not going to apologise for it, for changing the view, of picking the spot that I want, because we're a curious bunch, the English. And this is one of the prime examples of this, that we're found to be saying I'm sorry a lot, but we're always apologising when we haven't actually done anything wrong. And I noticed this the other day. There was a lady in the local shop, and it's getting lesser and lesser that we see bags at the counter, because we're not supposed to be using plastic bags. We're supposed to be forever prepared with our bags for life, that are made from plastic as well. I mean, it's all a bit of a joke. It's all a bit of a pantomime, but there were no bags at the self-service counter that this lady was at, and she was asking one of the sales assistants, who are often to be found as far away as they can possibly be in the shop, and not actually really not really being that helpful sometimes, but the guy behind, who came behind the counter, eventually got her some bags, and she kept on saying, "Oh, I'm sorry," and I just kept on listening, thinking, why is she apologising? What's she apologising for? She hasn't done anything wrong. She's not asking for anything unreasonable. She just wants some bags. And even when she did, actually, it was funny. I mean, I know this is nitpicking, folks, I do understand that, but even when she got the sales assistant to get some bags, and, "Oh, how many do you need?" She said, "Oh, 1 or 2. Just put the bags. Just hang up the bags on the counter, Simplicity. I think we've lost the art of simplicity. Make things easy. Make as many things as simple and as easy as possible, so that you can deal with with the other stuff in life that is more complicated, And don't work in a shop and put customers off. And I think this is why more of us really need to stand our ground and start, frankly, being more Karenish. Just, can I speak to the manager, please? Because there have been a few occasions recently where I've been forced to deal with people on live messaging services to sort certain things out. And of course, you always get the person who's over in India or Bangladesh or wherever, and not wanting to knock these people, but English is not their first language, so it's going to be automatic barrier to having the conversation, but they're not going to have the expertise to be able to answer more complicated scenarios. We all know it, we all feel it, and it's all frustrating. So the thing is, now if I can feel the conversation just going in that direction where they're not going to be able to help, I said, "Can you just put me through to a manager?" And you get through to somebody else who is more helpful, probably in an English call center, and sort of, as we say in these days, escalate the thing. But standing up for yourself. It was funny, actually. I woke up this morning to the sound of drilling outside, and where we have our bins, the communal bins at the back, there's a paved area, and it was obviously done quite sort of haphazardly and in a bit of a hurry, and it's never been particularly even. So this guy was actually sent by the managing agents, it turned out, very, very charming chap called Josh, and he was doing all of this work. And when I encountered one of my neighbours, we weren't aware, we hadn't been made aware that somebody was coming, and so we're all just curious, we're all just kind of wondering, who's sorted this out, and are we going to have to pay more money for it, blah, blah, all these things going through our heads. And eventually I spoke with him, and it turned out that it had been the managing agents who had sent him round to fix this paving, and he's done actually a very nice job. He's going to be coming back again just to do the finishing touches, all very satisfying. But for a little while I kind of thought, oh, do I actually want to go up and ask him and sort of get involved and make an issue out of something that doesn't need to be made an issue out of? All these things. And I think, well, no, just speak to him. It's where I live. Ultimately, whether we have to pay extra or not, we've paid the money to pay this guy, so we're perfectly entitled to. But sometimes it can feel like you don't want to be a bit of a Karen, but turns out actually that a lot of the criticism leveled at so-called Karens or Karenish behavior, well, actually a lot of that is because we want to avoid the the stress or the drama or sticking our oar in and making a nuisance of ourselves. But frankly, I think we should make a nuisance of ourselves if it's in our best interest to find out certain information. Well, you could say that making a nuisance of ourselves is actually standing your ground, wanting to know what's going on in your world, in your scenario, and learning. I think this is a big thing, learning actually to take up more space, learning to understand that you are a part of the world, that you are a valid human being, that you are entitled to ask certain things, and to be most informed. We all have the right to do that. And I think it's part of the English character is this: we're seen as being these sort of ultra polite people, but if you actually think about it, for centuries and centuries we were actually known to be really really impressive and valiant warriors, and we do have that warrior spirit within us. It's absolutely there, but I think it's been so enormously suppressed because every single organization, every single government, every single news outlet is all telling you far more so what you can't do than what you can do. And we're all susceptible to that. We're all susceptible to being persuaded that, oh no, you don't need to do that. Let somebody else do it. Let somebody else take charge of your life. Let us sort that out for you. Big Daddy government's going to make this all fine for you with your universal basic income and making your electricity bills unaffordable and all of it. It's all delegating responsibility away. And as the chap was leaving, doing the paving today, and I was stood on my balcony, so his van was parked basically underneath my balcony, I just thought, oh, that looks really, really good. Thank you very much. Did the managing agents send you here? Then had a bit of a conversation. And I tell you what, the relief, umming and ahhing whether I should or shouldn't speak to him. It's like, well, of course you should speak to him, Martin, because you want to find out. I wanted to find out what was going on, and I did. And it was a perfectly charming conversation, really nice chap, good, So if in doubt, do.